A lot of people, maybe even most people, think we're doing this through space. Spinning on a ball at 66,000 miles per hour while hurtling through an infinite space with people and buildings and mostly ocean. So the ocean is spinning, and the biggest reason is because gravity. They believe in gravity. Okay, let's take a look at a line on this map, or I mean on this globe real quick. This line right here that looks like stitching. This line. Now take a look at this line right here. What's this line? Look at this permanent ice pack. This is all ice around here, frozen. Okay, and look at this area right here. Look at Russia and Alaska. Some people believe that we live on a flat earth, and I am one of those people. And when I became a flat earther, this is the map that was introduced to me. This is a Gleason map. This map is also on the United Nations flag. Now, I want to compare this map to the globe because this map is a projection of the globe. This map never made sense to me from the very beginning. When I learned about the flat earth, I thought, how could it be this map? Because it doesn't have ends. The biblical earth has ends, and it has corners, and it has directions. And it can have corners and still be on a circle, and I can prove that. But here we have Alaska and Russia. America and Russia. Okay, look at this map. Now, back to this map. We have Russia and Alaska. So it's pretty much the same map. You're just looking at it from this angle right here. And they flattened it out so we could see the entire thing, the entire ball earth going all the way around. Now I want you to look at these lines and notice how at the very top they come together. And as they go down, they get wider because we're looking at a globe, and then they come back together. Look at these lines. They get wider. They get wider. Because you're looking at a ball. You're actually looking at a ball when you look at this map. We have Alaska and Russia right next to each other. Look up a flight from Alaska to Russia. It's not right across the water. Look, let's look on here again. Let's look at this line again. Point Barrow, Bering Strait. It's not very straight, is it? If you're in Alaska, you can't fly this way. You can't go this way. You can't go west out of Alaska. You can't. Look up the flights. If I'm gonna go to Russia, if I'm gonna get on a flight and go to Russia from Alaska. I'm flying into Denver. Where's Denver? It's like somewhere over here. I'm flying into Denver. I'm going all the way over here. So, what happened with the United Nations Flat Earth map is they flattened it, they squished it down. They took this and squished it all the way down and made all this land flat. But actually, you need to cut it down here. You need to cut it at the seam, and this is off. But here, this is a perfect example right here. It stops here. Now let me show you on the map, the world map that they always used for us when we were in school. But first I want you to notice how this right here aligns with the globe. It aligns with the globe. It shows these two areas as areas that are close to each other, but they're actually on completely opposite sides of the earth. That we all grew up with in school. When they would pull down a world map that was flat, this is the one that they would show to us. And you have Alaska all the way over here, Alaska, Canada, United States. And then we have Russia all the way up here, all the way to the east, all the way, this is the west. This is the north, and here, this is the south. So, this map right here is actually what the flat earth is. And the reason why this map is the correct flat earth is because one example I used is a flight from here to here takes over a day. It takes over 24 hours, 28 hours to 38 hours, depending. And if they were right next to each other, it would not take that long. The other reason is because up here we have ice that you cannot fly. You can't fly going this way around a globe. You can't fly going that way. You cannot fly going this way to get to the other side. Like to get from here to there, you can't just fly going around like it would appear on a globe. Same thing with here to here. You can't fly around. If you go look at flights out of Alaska, none of them are going west. So that's one reason. The other reason is you can see the Aurora Borealis lights from up here and down here. This area and this area. So that means it's close to the firmament, which is the dome above us. And it's obviously made out of something really beautiful that shows beautiful lights that are like neon green and pink and purple. It's absolutely gorgeous. The other reason is because the stars rotate in different directions. We have stars above the north and stars above the south, and they rotate in different, one rotates clockwise, one rotates counterclockwise. The other reason is because there's an equator that goes through the center of the earth. And these regions are warmer than the northern regions, and even like down here, because we have Antarctica down here, so it's cold. But Australia has winters. You would think you go south and you don't have winters anymore, but actually it's warm in the center and it's cold when you get closer to Antarctica. There's so many other reasons why this map makes way more sense, but I'm really trying to show you guys that the flat earth map that is presented to you by the popular I don't even know what to call them. Flat earth shills is what they are. The one that shows you the United Nations map is because the United Nations is New World Order, and they just want their map all over the place. Obviously, it was put out by the Flat Earth Society originally, and then a bunch of people latched onto it, which they all could have been Masons trying to create that hive mind group think. And it worked, because when I started promoting that this is the map that aligns with the Bible, it aligns with the military grid map, which, I mean, come on, the military has to have an accurate map. And the fact that navigation is accurate, you can plug something into your GPS and it can get you to another location. There has to be a working map, and this one works. So this is a bummer, because I wanted to show you the military grid map and show you how on the globe the lines get wider and wider and wider, and then they get smaller again to make up for the fact that it's a globe. And same thing with the Gleason map. But it actually, you should be able to draw in teeny tiny little squares. I want you to look at this graphic that says NGA Military Grid Reference System. That actually is the original military grid, and if you look at it, it aligns with the world map that we've always been trained to look at and identify as that's what our world looks like if you lay it all out flat. This aligns with it perfectly, and this is how you can this is how GPS works. In all these lines, we have magnetic lines in the earth. We live on a magnetic line. But what's disappointing, a magnetic earth. What's disappointing though is when I click on it, it's gone, and it's earthinfo.nga.mil. It was a military document. So when I click on it, it says that they moved their website, and now they have a completely different system, so you can't really see this, but this is the military grid. It takes me to here now. What a bummer. Okay. Now let's take another look at this flight. If I am departing from Anchorage, Alaska, I'm going to Denver. From Denver, I'm going to Newark. Did I say that wrong? Newark. Liberty International. And from there, I'm going to Vienna. From Vienna, I'm going to Moscow. So now let's look at that on the flat earth map that the shills use. And then let's look at that on the regular map. This map cuts a little bit of it off, but I like the way it's set up. When you look up flights, they like to put the map on there backwards, so you think that Alaska and Russia are close together, but they're not. So we're flying from up in here, like further up, but going to Denver, and then we're going here, and then we're going there. So this logistically looks like it really could take over a day and a half to fly from one side of the earth to the other. But the flight does not make sense when you look at the flat earth map that is put out by the shills and the Flat Earth Society, or if you look at the globe. If you look at those two things, they should be right next to each other. You should be able to hop on a boat. You should be able to take a jet ski. It doesn't make any sense. And now we're going to look at the flight going back on the ball. So if I'm going to fly from Alaska and I want to go to Moscow, which is over here, why wouldn't I fly this way over Russia to get there? Why would I have to fly from Alaska all the way down here, all the way over here, and then fly to here? Why would I do it that way? I know they're gonna say because we hate each other, that's why. But it's because we don't live on a globe. We don't live on a globe, and this is one end of the earth, and this is the other end. And back to the Gleason map. If I'm going to fly from Alaska to Moscow, why wouldn't I just do this? Why can't I do that? That seems like the shortest path, actually. But if I can't go this way because there's a big ice wall right there, why can't I do this? Why would I go start here, go all the way here, and then go around this way into Moscow? Why would we do it like that? It makes no sense. So the flights don't hide anything. The flights actually reveal the truth.